The Milky Way galaxy is nearly 2 million light-years across. To visualize even a small chunk of this collection of asteroids, stars, planets, dust, and gas, photographers have to piece together a vast collection of telescope images. For the past 12 years, the photographer J.P. Mezzavino has undertaken that challenge. Mezzavino started taking snapshots of the Milky Way from his observatory in Finland back in 2009. Earlier this month, he released a mosaic image of the galaxy that stretches from Taurus, a constellation about 2,200 light-years from Earth, to Cygnus, another constellation that's about 6,100 light-years away. The mosaic captures about 20 million stars in total. The entire Milky Way has hundreds of billions of stars. It also features objects that are tough to catch on camera, like the remains of 3 supernovas. When you work with the same project over 12 years, it's easy to think that there can't be many surprises, Mezzavino told The Insider. But catching the ghostly debris on camera, he said, was among the most unexpected elements of the Milky Way project. Mezzavino lives about 145 kilometers away from the Arctic Circle and has a private at-home observatory. For 6 months of the year, the cloudless sky above his home is ideal for stargazing. He takes advantage of this winter period to observe objects via telescope and snap photographs of them. I work every single clear night, he said. Mezzavino often stays up late, photographing in silence. On a given night, he added, he could observe an object for 4 to 7 hours, depending on its height on the sky. He prefers to take pictures manually using a wide aperture telephoto lens. The final image shows several nebulas. They're clouds of dust and gas in which new stars form in different constellations. Those include the California Nebula in the constellation Perseus, that's about 1,000 light-years from Earth, as well as the Cave Nebula about 2,400 light-years away. The mosaic also shows the first black hole ever discovered, Cygnus X1. But Mezzavino said the supernova remnants were his absolute favorite elements of his project. He called them his 3 musketeers. A supernova is the final explosion of a dying star. It releases a massive amount of energy, scattering debris across the galaxy and leaving behind an expanding nebula. Under normal circumstances, dust blocks our view of these structures. They all are extremely dim and in very dense star fields. That makes imaging almost impossible. But after 300 hours of observation, he finally snapped enough photos to capture the 3 clouds of debris. One structure in particular, the remnant of supernova W63, was a target of Mezzavino's for many years. It's more than 5,000 light-years away, near the constellation Cygnus, hence its nickname, Cygnus Shell. Scientists haven't identified the original star that exploded to form W63, but they estimate that light from the explosion would have reached Earth more than 15,000 years ago. It took Mezzavino 3 years, from 2015 to 2018, to collect enough photos of Cygnus Shell alone. Capturing objects like these are the reason I keep doing this slow and lonely work, he said. And I, for one, thank you very much. These images are absolutely spectacular. How cool is this? A piece of the Wright brothers' first airplane is on Mars and is about to take flight yet again. NASA's experimental Martian helicopter holds a small swath of fabric from the 1903 Wright Flyer, the space agency revealed recently. The helicopter, named Ingenuity, hitched a ride to the Red Planet with the Perseverance rover, arriving last month. Ingenuity will attempt the first powered controlled flight on another planet no sooner than April 8th. It will mark a Wright brothers moment, noted Bobby Braun, director for the Planetary Science experiments at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The Carlin Historical Park in Dayton, Ohio, the Wrights' hometown, donated the postage-size piece of fabric from the plane's left wing at NASA's request. The swath made the 300-mile journey to Mars with the blessing of the Wright brothers' great-grandniece and grandnephew. Wilbur and Orville Wright would be pleased to know that a little piece of their 1903 Wright Flyer 1, the machine that launched the space age by barely 1/4 of a mile, is going to soar into history again on Mars. That comes from Amanda Wright Lane and Stephen Wright in a statement provided by the park. A fragment of Wright Flyer wood and fabric flew to the moon with Apollo 11's Neil Armstrong in 1969. Another swath also accompanied John Glenn into orbit aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1998. Both astronauts were from Ohio. NASA's 4-pound helicopter will attempt to rise to 10 feet into the extremely thin Martian air on its first hop. Up to 5 increasingly higher and longer flights are planned over the course of a month.